Good morning. There are three metaphors for discipleship that are in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verses 3 through 6. Verse 7 kind of wraps them up. I want to look at one of these metaphors each of the next three mornings. And so let me read for you 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3. And by way of reminder, chapter 2, verse 2, just yesterday we pointed out, talked about the process of discipleship and passing and entrusting the doctrines of the gospel to faithful people who will then pass it on to others as well. Pick up in verse 3. Share in suffering as, and here's the first metaphor, a good soldier of Christ Jesus. No soldier gets entangled in civilian pursuits, since his aim is to please the one who enlisted him. Who is it that enlisted you? Well, of course, the one that enlisted you is God himself. He enlisted you as his child. He enlisted you as, in this sense, a soldier in his army is the picture. And if he enlisted you, he has a task for you. He has a mission for you. He has something he wants you to do. Every good soldier endures suffering. It's hard to be a soldier. You endure training. You endure difficult elements. You endure weighted burdens. You endure all kinds of relational strains where you're displaced at different times. There's all kinds of just general tasks that a soldier has to do and has to stay focused on. What is it that distracts a soldier? Interestingly, there's a reason that a soldier gets a certain amount of leave. They're able to take that vacation time or that time away for the purpose of engaging in what could amount to civilian affairs. Because when they're functioning as a soldier, when they are under the task and in the role of what that position and what the task of being a soldier demands, then they have particular things that they have to stay focused on. And if they were to engage in civilian affairs, if they were engaged in those things they would engage in while on leave, it would take them away from their focus, from their discipline, and from their capacity to execute on that for which they have been enlisted. In the same way, you and I have a mission in life, and God has given that to us. And Paul is reminding us to be careful that we don't get wrapped up in things that are so far away from the mission that they pull so much at our time, so much at our talents, so much at our treasures, those three big things that we have to offer God, that we don't have anything left for the Lord, and or even that we get distracted from the main thing. We end up finding ourselves recreating ourselves to death rather than focusing ourselves on mission for life. And so this is a good reminder that a true disciple is someone who takes seriously the mission of God. He doesn't get entangled in civilian pursuits because he's not in this just for self-rejuvenation. He's in this to please his commanding officer, and that is the Lord, the King of glory. Serve him well today.